Autumn arrived with softer light and cooler air. Leaves changed color slowly, like they were taking their time. Hannah noticed how the year felt different now. Not lighter because problems disappeared. Lighter because she knew how to face them. Noah brought home a school paper with a gold star. Noah, Mom, I helped someone today. Hannah looked up. Hannah, how? Noah. A new kid did not know where to sit. I showed him. Hannah smiled. Hannah, that matters. Lily listened closely. She was older now, more aware. Lily, helping is quiet sometimes. Hannah nodded. Hannah, yes. And that is why it works. One evening, the community center held a small gathering. Nothing formal. Just coffee, chairs, and people sharing stories. Hannah stood near the back at first. Then someone waved her over. Woman, will you sit with us? Hannah sat. She listened. She nodded. She spoke when it felt right. Hannah, I learned that asking for help is not weakness. It is honesty. Heads around the table nodded. Later, Hannah was asked to help guide new visitors. Not as an expert, as someone who understood. She accepted with quiet pride. That night at home, Hannah cooked soup. The kind that simmered slowly. Noah set the bowls out. Noah, Mom, remember when soup felt special? Hannah paused. Hannah, I remember. Lily added. Lily, now it feels normal. Hannah smiled. Hannah, that is growth. After dinner, Hannah took a walk alone. Just around the block. She liked doing that now. She passed Mabel's Lantern Diner. The windows glowed. People laughed inside. She did not stop. She did not need to. She kept walking, steady and sure. At home, she wrote one more line in her notebook. Kindness continues when it is shared. Later, Hannah tucked the kids into bed. Noah, Mom, do you think we helped enough? Hannah sat beside him. Hannah, helping is not about enough. It is about showing up when you can. Lily hugged her reindeer. Lily, I will always show up. Hannah kissed her forehead. Hannah, I know you will. When the lights were off, Hannah stood by the window one last time. The street was calm. The world felt open. She thought about that first night. The diner. The steam. The quiet choice someone made to care. She understood the full circle now. Kindness does not end when the moment passes. It grows. It moves. It teaches others how to begin. Hannah spoke softly into the quiet room. Hannah, thank you. Not to one person, but to the idea that people can choose dignity, fairness, hope. Outside, the night carried those choices forward. Inside, a family rested. And somewhere else, another small moment was waiting, ready to begin again. Time moved forward, steady and kind. Summer light filled the apartment in the mornings. Windows stayed open. Curtains moved with the breeze. The plant on the sill had grown taller, its leaves wide and bright. Hannah noticed how the kids laughed more now. Not loud laughter, easy laughter. Noah learned how to ride his bike without training wheels. He wobbled at first, then found his balance. Noah, Mom, look. Hannah clapped. Hannah, you did it. Lily ran beside him, holding the reindeer like it was cheering too. Lily, he says good job. Hannah smiled. Hannah had found part-time work at the community center. Nothing fancy, but steady, meaningful. She greeted people at the door. She listened. She helped sort papers and explain steps. One afternoon, a young mother stood near the entrance, unsure. Mother, I almost did not come in. Hannah nodded with understanding. Hannah, I almost did not either, but I am glad I did. The woman relaxed a little, enough to stay. That evening, Hannah cooked dinner while the kids set the table. Noah, Mom, what should we be thankful for today? Hannah paused. Hannah, for listening ears and open doors. Lily added quietly. Lily, and warm water. They all laughed. Later that night, Hannah sat on the couch with a notebook. She wrote things down. Not worries, plans, goals, steps, small dreams. She wrote one sentence and underlined it. Kindness changes direction. There was a knock at the door. Louise stood outside with a small box. Louise, I was cleaning the diner storage. I thought of you. Inside the box was the red knit hat Lily had worn that night. Clean, carefully folded. Louise, you left it behind. I kept it safe. Lily hugged the hat. Lily, thank you for saving it. Louise smiled. Louise, saved me too. It reminded me to look up. After Louise left, Hannah held the hat for a moment. That simple object carried so much meaning now. Weeks later, Hannah and the kids walked past Mabel's Lantern Diner again. This time, they went inside. The bell on the door rang softly. Louise looked up and smiled wide. Louise, welcome. They sat at a booth. The same one by the window. Noah ordered soup. Lily ordered cocoa. Hannah ordered coffee and took a slow sip. Tasted like comfort. Cole was not there. He did not need to be. His presence remained in the choices people made afterward. As they finished their meal, Hannah stood and walked to the counter. Hannah, I want to cover a meal for someone else tonight. Louise nodded without question. Louise, of course. Hannah paid and returned to the booth. Noah noticed. Noah, for who? Hannah smiled. Hannah, for whoever needs it. They stepped outside into the evening air. Lights glowed. People passed by. Hannah held the kids' hands. She felt something steady inside her. Not relief. Not excitement. Belonging. She had learned something important. Dignity is not given from above. It is shared between people. Fairness grows when someone decides to listen. Hope begins when one small act meets another. Hannah looked down at Noah and Lily. Hannah, no matter where we go, remember this. Noah, ask Lily, and help. Hannah nodded. Hannah, always. They walked on together. The night stayed warm. And somewhere, another quiet moment waited to change a life. Spring arrived quietly. Not with celebration. With consistency. The snow melted from the sidewalks. Trees showed small green tips. The town moved forward without asking for permission. Hannah noticed how much lighter mornings felt. She no longer counted steps with worry. She counted them with purpose. Noah packed his school bag each night and set it by the door. Noah, I like being ready. Hannah smiled. Hannah, so do I. Lily helped water a small plant on the windowsill. Lily, if we take care of it, it grows. Hannah nodded. Hannah, that is true. One afternoon, Hannah received a call. She listened, asked questions, took notes. When the call ended, she sat quietly for a moment. Then she stood and breathed. She had made progress. Not everything was finished, but the path was clear. That evening, Hannah walked with the kids through the park. The air was soft. People passed with dogs, strollers, and quiet conversations. They sat on a bench and shared a simple snack. Noah, Mom, remember the diner? Hannah looked at him. Hannah, I do. Noah, that was when things changed. Hannah considered his words. Hannah, that was when we asked. And when others listened. Lily swung her legs. Lily, I think warm things make people nicer. Hannah laughed gently. Hannah, I think kindness does. Later that week, Hannah returned to the family center. Not because she needed help, because she was ready to offer it. She volunteered to organize papers, to greet people, to say welcome. A woman sat across from her, holding a folder tightly. Woman, I do not know where to start. Hannah leaned forward. Hannah, you can start here. With me. The woman relaxed a little. Hannah understood now how powerful that moment could be. One evening, there was a familiar knock at the door. Cole stood outside. No leather vest this time. Just a jacket and a calm smile. Cole, I was in the area. Hannah opened the door fully. Hannah, please come in. They sat at the table while the kids worked on homework nearby. Cole, you look different. Hannah tilted her head. Hannah, in a good way. Cole nodded. Cole, in a steady way. Hannah met his eyes. Hannah, you gave us space to grow. That mattered. Cole shook his head. Cole, you did the work. There was a pause. Comfortable. Respectful. Cole, I wanted to check in. That is all. Hannah smiled. Hannah, I am glad you did. After he left, Hannah watched the door close gently behind him. She did not feel dependent. She felt connected. That night, Hannah tucked the kids into bed. Noah, Mom, can we help people too? Hannah brushed his hair back. Hannah, yes, we already are. Lily hugged her reindeer. Lily, even small help. Hannah nodded. Hannah, especially small help. When the lights went out, Hannah sat by the window again. The same place, a different feeling. She thought about that first night, the quiet diner, the steam from a cup, the moment someone chose to care. She understood the lesson clearly now. Dignity grows when people are seen. Fairness grows when people listen. Hope grows when kindness is shared without conditions. Hannah whispered the words, not as a wish, but as a truth. Hannah, we belong here. Outside, the town settled into evening. Inside, a family rested. And somewhere, someone else was about to ask for help. And someone would answer. The days after Christmas moved quietly. They did not rush Hannah. They did not test her. Morning routines formed gently. Breakfast at the small table. Jackets hung neatly by the door. Shoes lined up without being asked. Noah started counting steps from the door to the window. Lily drew pictures of houses with bright windows and smiling faces. Hannah noticed small changes in herself. She stood straighter. She paused before answering questions. She asked for clarity instead of apologizing. One afternoon, there was a knock at the door. Louise stood outside with a paper bag and a shy smile. Louise, I brought soup and bread. Nothing fancy. Hannah opened the door wider. Hannah, please come in. Louise looked around. Louise, feels calm here. Hannah nodded. Hannah, we are learning how to keep it that way. Louise set the bag on the table and hesitated. Louise, I have been thinking a lot since that night. Hannah waited. Louise, I realized how often I stayed quiet when someone needed help. I thought being polite was the same as being kind. Hannah met her eyes. Hannah, you helped us when it mattered. Louise smiled. Louise, I want to keep doing that. A few days later, Cole stopped by. He did not bring answers. He brought groceries and a list of local programs written in clear handwriting. Cole, these are just options. No pressure. Hannah took the list. Hannah, thank you for trusting me to choose. Cole nodded. Cole, that is how it should be. At the community center, Hannah met others with similar stories. Not the same details, just the same feeling of being unsure at first. They shared coffee. They shared notes. They shared encouragement. Hannah spoke once during a group meeting. Her voice shook at first. Hannah, I used to think asking for help meant I had failed. The room stayed quiet. Hannah, now I think it means I am still trying. A woman across the table smiled and nodded. Woman, that sounds like strength. Hannah believed her. Weeks passed. Paperwork became less confusing. Phone calls became easier. Each small success built on the last. Noah started school again. He came home excited. Noah, Mom, I read out loud today. Hannah hugged him. Hannah, I am proud of you. Lily taped her drawings to the wall. Lily, this one is our house. And this is where the warm lives. Hannah laughed softly. Hannah, I see it. One evening, Hannah walked past Mabel's Lantern Diner. The lights glowed the same way they always had. Warm, familiar. She paused at the window. Inside, Louise worked the counter. She looked up and saw Hannah. Louise smiled and waved. Hannah waved back. She did not go in. She did not need to. She kept walking with steady steps. At home, Hannah tucked the kids into bed. Noah, Mom, are we going to be okay? Hannah answered without hesitation. Hannah, yes, we are. Lily hugged her reindeer. Lily, because people were kind. Hannah brushed her hair back. Hannah, and because we kept going. Later, Hannah sat by the window and watched the streetlights come on. She thought about that first cup of hot water. How something so small had changed everything. She understood something now. Kindness does not arrive loudly. It does not ask to be admired. It shows up when someone chooses to see another person fully. Hannah whispered the thought out loud, just for herself. Hannah, I am not alone. Outside, the night settled gently over the town. Inside, hope stayed. Morning light slipped through the curtains in soft lines. It did not rush. It waited. Hannah woke before the kids. She sat on the edge of the bed and listened to the quiet hum of the heater. The room felt steady, safe, simple. She had forgotten what that felt like. Noah stirred first. Noah, Mom, is it morning? Hannah smiled. Hannah, yes, it is. Lily rolled over and hugged her reindeer. Lily, is today still Christmas? Hannah nodded. Hannah, it is still Christmas. They dressed slowly. Nothing fancy. Clean clothes laid out the night before. Small choices that felt big. There was a knock at the door. Not loud. Not urgent. Cole stood in the hallway with Louise beside him. Louise held a small folder. Cole held 2 cups of warm cocoa. Cole, good morning. Louise, I hope this is okay. Hannah stepped aside. Hannah, please come in. Louise set the folder on the table. Louise, the family center opens in an hour. I spoke to them. They are expecting you. No rush. No pressure. Hannah touched the folder like it might disappear. Hannah, you called for me. Louise nodded. Louise, sometimes people just need someone to make the first call. Noah accepted the cocoa with both hands. Noah, thank you. Cole crouched slightly so he was closer to their level. Cole, how did you sleep? Lily answered before Hannah could. Lily, the bed did not squeak. And it was warm. Cole smiled. Cole, that sounds like a good review. They walked together down the hallway. No one hurried them. Outside, the snow had slowed. The sky looked lighter, like it had made a decision to be gentle. At the center, a woman greeted them with a calm voice and kind eyes. Woman, we are glad you came. She did not ask for explanations right away. She offered chairs, water, time. Hannah placed the papers on the table. Hannah, I want to understand these. The woman nodded. Woman, that is exactly what we are here for. They read line by line, slowly, clearly. No confusing words left unexplained. Hannah asked questions. She did not feel rushed this time. Noah colored quietly. Lily lined up crayons by size. Cole and Louise waited near the door. Present, respectful, not stepping in. After a while, the woman closed the folder. Woman, you do not need to sign anything today. Hannah blinked. Hannah, I do not. Woman, no, you have options. And time to choose. Hannah pressed her hand to her chest. Her breath came easier. Outside, Cole stood when he saw her expression. Cole, how did it go? Hannah smiled. A real one this time. Hannah, I understand now. Louise clapped her hands softly. Louise, that is the best gift. They walked back toward the building. The world felt different. Not perfect, but fairer. At the doorway, Cole stopped. Cole, this is where we step back. You have a path now. Hannah looked at him. Hannah, you did not have to do any of this. Cole shook his head. Cole, kindness is not a favor. It is a choice. Lily hugged her reindeer and waved. Lily, bye. Thank you for the warm. Cole waved back. Cole, anytime. The door closed gently behind Hannah and the kids. Inside, Hannah sat with them at the small table. Sunlight touched the floor. Noah looked up. Noah, Mom, what happens next? Hannah reached for their hands. Hannah, next we keep going. One step at a time. Lily nodded. Lily, together. Hannah smiled. Hannah, together. Outside, the day moved forward. Quiet, hopeful, and full of possibility. Christmas Eve had a way of making warm places feel even warmer, and making cold moments feel even colder. Hannah held her paper bag with both hands as she stepped into Mabel's Lantern Diner. The sign on the door said they were closing soon. The lights inside were bright and gentle. The air smelled like coffee and fresh bread. Behind her, Noah and Lily stayed close. Noah's jacket was zipped all the way up. Lily wore a red knit hat and held a small stuffed reindeer against her chest. Hannah did not look for attention. She looked for a quiet corner. She looked for a simple answer. She walked to the counter and spoke softly. Hannah, excuse me, could I please have a cup of hot water? The waitress looked up. Her name tag said Louise. Her face showed the tired kindness of someone who had worked too many long nights. Louise, hot water. Hannah nodded and lifted the paper bag a little. Hannah, I have oatmeal packets. I just need hot water. I can pay something. Louise glanced at the closing sign. She hesitated, like she was weighing rules against a human moment. Louise, we are closing. I am supposed to shut things down. Hannah forced a small smile that did not reach her eyes. Hannah, we will be quick. We will not bother anyone. Louise opened her mouth to answer, but her eyes drifted past Hannah, toward the back booth. There, a group of bikers sat together in winter gear. They were quiet. They were not loud or showy. They looked like people who had driven a long way through snow. Hannah noticed the way a few customers lowered their voices. The room did not turn mean. It just turned careful. Hannah stepped back from the counter. She guided the twins to a booth near the window. Outside, snow fell in soft sheets under the parking lot lights. Noah watched other tables. He watched bowls of soup. He watched warm bread baskets. He looked away before anyone could notice. Lily kept staring at the steam rising from a mug on a nearby table. She hugged her reindeer tighter. Hannah opened the paper bag and placed 2 oatmeal packets on the table like they were something precious. She searched her coat pocket and found 2 plastic spoons. No water. She stared at the empty cup she had brought from the counter. Her shoulders lowered a little. Noah leaned closer. Noah, Mom, can I ask again? Hannah shook her head quickly. Hannah, it is okay. We will figure it out. Lily's voice was small but clear. Lily, Mom, can it be warm? That sentence landed softly, but it changed the air. Noah slid out of the booth before Hannah could stop him. He walked to the counter with careful steps. He stood on his toes and spoke like he was practicing good manners. Noah, ma'am, my sister is very cold. We just need warm water. Please. Louise's hand paused over the coffee pot. For a moment, nobody moved. Not because they were cruel, because they did not know what to do with a request that simple. Then a chair scraped the floor in the back. A tall man stood up from the biker's booth. He had a gray beard and calm eyes. His leather vest looked old, like it had stories in every stitch. He did not rush. He did not stare people down. He walked to Noah and knelt so they were eye level. Cole. Hey buddy. You did that very politely. Noah blinked. Noah. My name is Noah. Cole smiled gently. Cole. Nice to meet you, Noah. I'm Cole. Cole looked toward Hannah. Not like he was stepping into her life, but like he was asking permission to be kind. Cole. Ma'am. Can I help? Hannah stood slowly. Her voice came out thin. Hannah. We only need hot water. Cole nodded like that made perfect sense. Cole. Then let's get hot water. He turned to Louise. His tone was respectful. Cole. Could you please fill a cup for them? I will cover it. Louise swallowed. Louise. It's not about money. Cole's voice stayed calm. Cole. I understand. But it can still be simple. Louise looked at Noah. Then she looked at Lily waiting by the window, holding her one-eyed reindeer like it was a promise. Louise reached for a clean cup. At the same time, Cole glanced toward the window. His eyes narrowed slightly, not with anger, but with attention. Outside, 4 figures stood near the edge of the lot, pretending to check their phones, pretending they were not watching the diner. Cole did not react loudly. He did not point. He just stood up and spoke quietly to Hannah. Cole, do you feel comfortable here tonight? Hannah's answer took too long. And in that silence, the story truly began.